Hey, this is Chase, and I'm going to get right down to the point of using Exodus for OneTrade. So when you go to the website exodus.com, just like the book of the Bible, exodus.com, I'll put a link in the description. It'll recognize what platform you're on. I'm on a Mac, and so I would just have to choose. In my case, I have Apple Silicon. You may have an Intel chip, so choose that. Once you have it downloaded, there are wonderful benefits to this. This one, Exodus Pay, I'm looking at because you can transfer crypto to a debit card, which is truly awesome. Okay, and you can also send payments and this and that to friends. I think it's awesome to use a app or a wallet that converts crypto into a wallet that you can spend. So that's going to be very useful. Let's see. Very nice seamless swaps. Swapping is changing one crypto to another. I've used this several times. In fact, I'll show you some examples. And it's wonderful. So you can convert one crypto to another. There's a small, very reasonable fee. So I love that. I have not tried this, but buying and selling directly in your wallet. With OneTrade, we're going to have some easy options down the road too. So this may or may not be handy, but it might be. The thing about Exodus is it supports 1 million assets. Okay, that's a lot. Bitcoin right here, Ethereum, here's Tether. Those are the ones we're using primarily, so it'll handle it all. So I will now switch to the active app that I have. So I've already downloaded it. You would do the same. It's actually a program that runs on your computer, okay, and it runs on your phone. Okay, now I switched to my Exodus wallet, and this little circle is your portfolio. I have a lot of Bitcoin right now, and I have a little bit of Ethereum. So it's just a graph of your assets. This wallet looking icon is your wallet. Okay, so just click on wallet, and it'll break down all the various cryptos you can have, and there's so many. Okay, but I use Bitcoin, so I'm clicked on Bitcoin. I also use a little bit of Ethereum whenever I send USDT. I need a little bit of Ethereum, not very much. And you know, you keep $5, $10 worth of Ethereum, you're going to be good. I also use USDT. I've used it quite frequently to withdraw the balances from OneTrade, right? And also my partner balances, I make referral income. That's wonderful. So these are amounts that really do add up. And then you're going to see I swapped this USDT for Bitcoin. And so the swap button is this arrow left and right. And you can go in there and pick. So if you have, I don't know, some Bitcoin and you want USDT, you just choose that. And then you tell, like right now, I do have Bitcoin. And so if I say all of it, it would take all this Bitcoin and convert it into USDT. Okay. So I'm not going to do that, but you'll see that it's really not a big fee. So 1876, and then I would get 1836. So there are fees in the crypto world. This is reasonable. It's very convenient. And I'm not going to do this now, but I would click swap, and it takes 15 minutes roughly. So swapping is a really nice feature inside of the Exodus wallet. I don't use these other ones. The buy and sell was mentioned. I have not looked into that, but I'm certain it's probably pretty nice. But I haven't gone into that. So I'm just going to go home. And the one thing that you want is to know your addresses. So when you withdraw from OneTrade, you're going to be withdrawing initially with USDT, the US dollar Tether, and this wallet holds for the network. So Ethereum, and then the Polygon and the BNB, and also the Tron network. So I use the Ethereum network just because it's popular. It's not too expensive to use. You might have more experience and you can choose different networks. For me, it really works well with Ethereum. So I can choose the Ethereum network of USDT, and then all I need to do is hit receive, and this will provide a unique address to me. This is my Ethereum bank account, so to speak. And basically, you would just copy this and then paste it into your withdraw area inside of OneTrade. I'm not logged in here, but that is what you're going to do. And so you can use this over and over again. You can use it for multiple withdrawals. And so obviously that's really handy. Okay. So you can just close it here. If you want to send, as you maybe contact me or something, another leader, I can send you USDT and you can receive it. You may want to send me back things. Who knows? There's so many various uses, and you may have friends and family. So as you receive withdrawals from OneTrade, then you can have a balance, and I've had a good balance. You know, I've I've had a lot of withdrawals and incoming USDT. Okay, it's awesome. Okay, here I swapped for Bitcoin $922. It was really handy, and it'll show you all the details. Okay, another thing is you'll notice I have a little note. So every time I receive or sometimes I send, I will give a note, and so you just click on the line. It'll open up, it give you the date and time and the value, the transaction ID, so it's on the blockchain, and where the from address and all that, and then the amount is all there. And then you have this box here, and you can type whatever you want in here, and then it shows as a note up here. So you can kind of keep, it's kind of like your old checkbook. You can write in the notes and remember what each transaction was about. So these are all my transactions. It's been a number of transactions and amounts of USDT. Okay, so I'm using it all the time. It's wonderful. This is completely free. And then my next coin that I'm using the most of is Bitcoin, because I'm trading with Bitcoin on OneTrade. So this was a recent balance withdrawal. So I'm having the daily return sent to my wallet. I'm actually going to recapture my initial principal. So I only need 5 more payments and I get 0.05. That's what I needed for my part. So all of the transactions are here, multiple wallets. Here's a little bit of Ethereum, and it'll show the little tiny amounts when I send USDT. So here's like 3 cents. So you need a little little Ethereum when you use Tether, the USDT Tether on the Ethereum network. $8 is quite a bit. A lot of times you're using very small amounts. So this is 13 cents. It does vary on the fee. And that's just because of network traffic and other factors. It's really negligible. So there are networks that are less expensive, such as the Ton network and the Tron. But just for ease of use, I really like USDT on the Ethereum network. And so you'll get used to these terms. And really what I want is if you've never done any of this, once you download it and start to get going with it, I will come in, or one of my team members will give you a guided tour. We'll make sure everything's set up. Now, there is one more thing. You'll need to set up your backup, and it's a 12-word phrase. This is really, really important. You do not want to take this lightly, and I should have mentioned it earlier, but here I am now. The secret key is a 12-word secret recovery key. It's a string of words, 12 words. I'm not going to show you mine because that would get you access, because all of these wallets are on the internet. They're accessible through the internet. Okay. So you can back up the secret key and you can have, it's 12 words. You can write them down, but I don't recommend that anymore because I had one gentleman write it down a little sloppily, and he later on he was trying to get in and he didn't recognize one of the words, one of the letters, and it was like really confusing, frustrating. So my point in understanding this is printing it. And if you don't have a printer, you can get your 12-word key, the secret key, and you can create a PDF, and then you can put it on a little flash drive and take it to a FedEx or a Kinko's or a printing office, right? And print it off. It's really that important. I would print like 5 copies and give, keep one for yourself where you keep your secret documents, your important documents. Give one to a very trusted friend. Again, they're going to know how to get into your wallet with the 12 keys, okay? And they do that just by, one of the steps here is basically coming into, I think it's devices or whatever. You can basically enter the 12 words, and I'll update with another video on which of these settings it is. But if someone has your 12 words, they just type them in and they're into your wallet. And they would see everything just like this. They would see all the wallets. They would see the amounts, especially in Bitcoin. They could send it. And so you want to trust the person. You need to trust the person that you give any secret keys to. And it needs to be printed so it's clear, easy to read, professional, all that good stuff. Make a PDF. You can do that, especially if you're on a Mac. And if you need help, you can ask for someone to help. They don't allow screenshots, although you might get away with that. You basically want to print it. You must print it. I don't allow anyone not to print it. You don't want to save it as a screenshot and then you lose your computer or your phone or something happens and all of a sudden you're out of luck. There is no way to get it back. No way to ask them for your secret key. Impossible, okay? You'll also have a password for the wallet, okay? So that's separate. That gets you access into the wallet on your computer. The secret key is if something happens to you, the 12 words get you into the complete wallet. And all the assets inside the wallet are available. It's really important. So those 12 words are crucial. So you got to have it printed. And I recommend more than one print, okay? So you might have 5 copies. You might give 2 to friends that you really trust or family, or something, or you put it in a safe deposit box. Number of ideas. It's this important, and especially with OneTrade, we're going to be making very good income and profits. So you want to be able to safely know that everything's backed up in case something happens to you. Your family or your heirs can get to your assets, okay? So I'll just go back here. Again, I'm doing this video for my team, all of you. Ask questions. This is a perfect time to ask questions and get good at this. It's really not hard. I may scare you a little bit, but I'm here to help, okay? So you can send and receive on every crypto wallet, okay, or every crypto. Exodus is really one wallet, and it handles so much. And so with that, I think I've covered what I wanted to cover. I will be available on Zoom and other needs for my team, and ask questions. I may not have covered everything, but I've covered the basics. So ask questions and get to know your wallet, and it'll come more with time. But always ask questions when needed. So thanks for watching, and download Exodus, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.